So hello there to my second tutorial, this time on how to create your own crosshair. The first tutorial was about how to use the patcher, and yeah, some people have been asking about this, so here it is. I'm gonna start off talking about the patcher a little bit. So you have the patcher here, you know how to use it. There's a texture directory here, and inside that directory there's some subfolders. So this one, I'll delete this one. This is the second time recording this, that's why there's already a tutorial folder. But my shadow play fucked up or something. Didn't like Photoshop for some reason. So yeah, doing this again. So all you kids asking for this, better appreciate this. Yeah, so let's look into one of these folders. Let's just look into and inside and you have these three things. You have info. Info is just a like some info thing for this texture pack. I mean, I think I showed this in the first tutorial. It's just got a name and a description. That's it. And this name and description it gets loaded into this thing here, so you can see this is what's in the file. It's just so you know what you're doing. Like the texture pack has a name. Okay, so. And then you have these two texture files here. So they're basically the same file, but this one is uncompressed and this one is compressed. Why is that? Because different versions of Battlefield Heroes use different files. The Claymore client, for example, some versions of a Claymore client use the uncompressed one, this one, and other versions use the compressed one, this one here. Rising Hub uses this one here, the uncompressed one. They just modified something and saved it as an uncompressed file. I don't know why. DXT5 is basically just a compression method. And you need both of these because that's how I made the launcher, the patcher. I want to have both of these files, so maybe I'll update it at some point and you just need one. If you're saying, oh, I just play Rising Up or something, I just want the Rising Up thing. Well, yeah, it doesn't work at this point. So you need both. It's not a problem. I'll be showing how to do it in some minutes. Basically, these are images, like a .png or a .jpeg. They're just images, and if you have the appropriate software to read them, you can just open them. So I have a program installed. I can just like open it, and I'll see what's in there. So this is just the Battlefield Heroes. Well, it's a HUD elements. It's a meme atlas 10 or something. You can find it in the game files. If you modify it, you'll get client contains invalid data error. So you can just modify this file. That's hence the patcher. When you change this texture in memory during runtime. So technically the patcher and all of this is a hack for Battlefield Heroes. Is it a cheat? I don't know. Probably not. It depends on how you define what a cheat is. Technically it's a hack. So in Rising Hub, is this allowed? I don't know, some admin said yes. That's my state of information today. The official rules are that you're not allowed to use any third-party software, whatever that means. I mean, lots of people are using this already in Rising Up. I'm using it. So yeah, these are the files that you need for one texture pack. Again, this is basically the same file, just one compressed, one uncompressed. Actually, the original files you can see here, this default folder here, don't touch it. You always need this. If you don't like these texture packs, you could delete them. I don't know why you would, but you could. But you cannot delete this. You need this. The patcher needs this. Ignore this data thing. It's just like a temporary backup for the address of the texture in your game. So yeah, if you look at the default, it's the default crosshair. This is actually the DXT5 is the original Battlefield Heroes file from, I don't know, back then. And then this one here is the Rising Hub version. It's got the Rising Hub thing here. I don't know why they're using this, or like they're using an uncompressed version. Hence this 16 megabyte thing here. I don't know why they're using it. Probably forgot to like change it or something when they modified it. The original one is compressed using DXT5 compression. So again, DDS is just it's an image format like PNG or JPEG. DDS is just it has a fixed size for a pixel basically. So whatever you put in here, this file of this resolution here, 2048 times 2048, it'll always be 4 megabytes, no matter what you put in here. So if you draw something else here, it would still have this size. The game needs that. The game needs a fixed pixel size. It's some DirectX stuff or something. I don't know. If I'd like draw something here and save it as a PNG, the size of the PNG or JPEG it would change because they're using compression algorithms or something. DDS is a bit of a special format. So how do you open a DDS file? Well, you can use this program here. It's called XNViewMP. It's just my image viewer. I don't know. You can open it with this. You can also convert it with this. So you could I actually don't know how to convert it. Like probably edit or something. No. File. I don't know, maybe like save as or something. You figure it out if you want to convert it. You probably don't have to. So how do you edit a DDS file? Because that's what you're gonna have to do if you want to change your crosshair. Well, as I said, you convert it to a PNG and then open it in Photoshop. You can also use a plugin for Photoshop. I've tested a plugin, which seems to be the most popular plugin for it. I don't like it. I can use it. You can basically go, I'll just quickly show how it looks. Yeah, you go save as, and then you can like Intel Texture Works DDS, that's how the plugin is called, and then you could save it here as a DDS, and you get this, and you can like have some presets here, something DXT5, DXT1, whatever. I don't like this plugin because it distorts the colors. I don't know if that's a plugin issue or if that's a Battlefield Heroes issue. I don't like it. So if you're editing this in Photoshop, you can either use this file, I'm going to upload this, or you can convert the original file to a PNG, then edit it, and then convert the PNG back to a DDS using GIMP. I think using GIMP is the best way to convert PNG to DDS for this case. Okay, so there's some technical stuff in this, some technical terms. If you want to make your own crosshair, well, you need some like base knowledge on how to use Photoshop or GIMP or whatever. I think you can probably use Paint. I don't know if Paint can handle PNG files. I mean, they probably can, so you could probably use Paint as well, even though that's kind of shitty, but yeah. Okay, so a texture pack needs info file, the texture uncompressed and the texture DXT5 compressed at this point in time. Maybe I'll update the patcher and you just need one. Okay, so let's create a crosshair texture file ourselves. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of these existing files here. I'm going to take the and folder and I'm going to duplicate it and I'm going to rename it and call it tutorial. I'm going to open that and I'm going to modify the info file. The info file, as I said, just contains some info, so I'm going to call this tutorial. Okay, nice spelling. And then here you can put whatever, put your description here. Save it, Control S, close it. It should already show up in the patcher. If I run the patcher now, you can see here it is, ID5 tutorial, put your description here. I could use it, but it's just a copy of Anders image, so I would get these crosshairs here. Okay, so we need to now modify these textures here. I'm not going to actually modify these textures here, but I have this, well, I suppose it's like a template file for Photoshop that I made with some extra information, like the center, for example, of these crosshairs, like this one here. You can see the blue lines here. This is marking the center, the actual center of a crosshair. Same here and for every other crosshair. So I'm not going to talk much about this template here. You either know Photoshop or you don't. If you don't, watch the tutorial. This is not a Photoshop tutorial. It's just a general guide on how to create a crosshair, how this all works. Basically what I did, I took the original file here. I removed the default crosshairs here. As you can see, you can toggle them on and off. Also remove these white ones here. I know these, probably know these. I actually don't know when exactly they appear in game. I think it's got something to do with, not with crits. Some people say it's crits. I don't know what it is. I think it's got something to do with like airborne assaults or something. Like when, I don't know, whatever. I remove them as well. I don't want them. I remove this blue cross when you're aiming at a teammate. Yeah, so I remove the original ones and then I have these ones here. Let me enable them. Most of them are just like dots for like pistol and like aircraft and so on. And then actually they right now all seem to be dots. There's like a triangle here. I don't know what this is. I was just like testing something here. So basically these ones here, they're link files. It's something like a smart object. If you know Photoshop, you'll know what that is. If you don't, Google it. Basically what you can do is you can I can open these. Let's say I want to modify my whatever, my MG's up here. Oh, this is actually still from the last tutorial. So I'll open MG. I now have like a list of the ones. I can just toggle them. I could say MG, I want to have this X or whatever, this cycle with a plus or something. And then these ones and this is their links as well. Well, this is just like, I just made this for, it's just easier. Like I can toggle them on and off, and then if I want to modify something, I can go into this here, plus small or something, and then modify it here, and I can just open this file without opening the main file. But if I modify this file, I modify it in the main file, and whatever, it's just nonsense, not relevant right now for you, I suppose, but yeah, just showing how this template here works. So yeah, let me close this, not so important right now. I don't want to save it, so I'm just going to make it like an easy like a simple crosshair for this right now. I'm gonna like disable this. And again, if you don't know Photoshop, you can use GIMP, you can use Paint, whatever, but you're gonna have to figure out how to do that. I'm just giving general advice here. Okay, so I want to have like, I want to create a green crosshair or something like this. So I'm just like, it's probably not symmetrical, but whatever. Creating this right here, okay. It's not perfect, but that's good enough for the tutorial. Green cross, that's my new crosshair. So yeah, I'm pretty much done already. I want this as a crosshair. All the other crosshairs, I'll just leave them as is. I don't know, this was some testing I was doing. Whatever. This is good enough. Well, actually, let me just disable all of these, put the default in. I think that's what I did for the first tutorial. Okay, so everything's default except this one here for the MG. The MG I turned off, like this. Okay, so pretty much done now. What am I gonna do now? I need to create these two DDS files, the uncompressed and the compressed one. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna save this file right here as a PNG. What am I pressing here? Shift, Control, Alt, S. Okay. Again, just showing this here, double check here. Here's our new crosshair. Okay, so I save this. And I'm gonna save it as tutorial.png. I already did this for the last tutorial, the one that where Shadowplay messed up. Save it. And here it is. And it's a tutorial.png. That's a PNG file. You can probably open that without any additional software on your PC. So that's the new texture file here with our green crosshair. So how do you convert this to the two DDS files? Well, you open this with GIMP. So you go open with GIMP. So then GIMP opens it, and you just have to go File, Export as. You find the tutorial folder that we created, or whatever you call it, tutorial. And I'm gonna save texture.dds first. That's the uncompressed one. Compression you need to put to none, no compression. And you go export. Actually, the default setting here is selected layer. I'll say something about that in a minute. You go compression, none. Okay, export. Okay, nice. So you're done. And you do it a second time for the compressed one, the DXT5 compressed one. You go export, replace. But now you have to go. You need to select the compression. So the BC2, the BC3, the DXT5 you want. DXT5 compression. Select this, export, and you're done. So if I want to test this now, I go here to my patcher, and I'm going to, well, I can patch it in the main menu. So I run the patcher, and I tap in 5, ID 5 for the tutorial thing. And it's patching from default BFH to the tutorial one. So if you want to look at this in game, I should have, yeah, I do. I have, oh, they're playing a clan wall. Interesting. Yeah, Momo bottom of the scoreboard, as expected. So I have now the green crosshair. I still have default for all the other stuff. I have a green crosshair for my machine gun. So this seems to be working fine. One more note on GIMP. Let me leave this for now. One more note on GIMP. If you're using GIMP instead of Photoshop, so you're modifying this stuff in GIMP here. Now I'm not a GIMP expert, but you could quickly show how to do it in GIMP, or usually you create a new layer just like I do in Photoshop. What is this? Okay, confirm. You want to go here. So let's say you want to have like some outline for your crosshair. Take the pencil, whatever. I don't even know how to use this. 2? No, 2 pixels. Nice. So I could now like paint an outline for my cross. Oh, hell is this? Beautiful. Whatever, just okay, it's my outline. Beautiful. So if you export it now, you need to make sure, and this is what I was talking about some minutes ago. I'll just export it DXT5 now for the client because I'm just testing that. When you're exporting this now, you need to make sure you're selecting all visible layers, because you have multiple layers here. You want all of it. If you're just selecting active layer, selected layer, it'll just export the outline I just made. So here you want to select all visible layers and then export it. In this case, I'm doing DXT5. You should do both. When you're exporting this, you should do both. I'm just doing one now because I'm testing on the Glamour client. So again, I run the patcher, type in 5 in this case for tutorial. It's done patching. I go in game. I drink my tea. And now I should have an outline. I don't. Something went wrong. Actually, maybe the patching went wrong. Maybe let me check if I have a tutorial, the DXT5 one. Yeah, it does have the outline here, as you can see. So the patcher, sometimes it just messes up. It happens. Just do it again. Type in 5. Oh, actually, I need to go full screen mode. Obviously, I forgot that. So I go full screen mode. And there we go. So I have the crosshair with my outline now. Looking good. Let me see. Oh, Eniclux is playing 3 and 11. Good performance. Nice. Alright. So yeah, this works. As I said, when you're using GIMP, make sure you're exporting all layers. Yeah. So I think that's pretty much it. I'm gonna upload this file here, I think. Yeah. Or you could also use, I had this in one version for Havok. I think you made a video with it. You could also modify other elements here. So you could make it like trippy or something, and like, I don't know, if you want to play like this or something, you know, you can modify everything that's on here. Modify the HUD, whatever. So yeah, I'll upload this file. If you don't know how to use Photoshop or GIMP, you'll have to figure it out if you want to make your crosshair. You don't need much knowledge. You can literally just go in GIMP and paint the crosshair yourself. I mean, this was obviously a little like a fun thing, but you could make a proper, like, I don't know, I think Scrumpy made a proper one by himself, just painting in GIMP here. So he made his outlines like this or something, and then he drew like, you know, like this or something, and then do it on the other side or something, you know, whatever you want. Like, you can draw your own crosshair in GIMP. You don't need Photoshop. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Okay, nice score by Scrumpf. It's probably his crosshair that helped him here. Yeah, okay, I guess that's it. If anyone has any questions, just message me. I don't know if I'll make this public on YouTube. Maybe I will. If it's public, just ask in the comments. Otherwise, ask me on TeamSpeak or something, or Discord, or wherever. All right, have fun making your crosshairs.